Hi guys, welcome back to my really long channel. This is Candyfloss by Jacqueline Wilson. We are reading chapter 9 today. This is all read for entertainment and pleasure purposes. This is all Jacqueline Wilson's own work. So chapter 9 is on page 109 and it ends on 125. So without further ado guys, let's get going. Chapter 9. I had more bad dreams that night. I wish I'd kept my great big kanga to cuddle in bed. I couldn't believe I'd actually thrown away all my old teddies. All I have was the limp, lopsided elephant and the dog that Grandma had knitted me. I reached out of bed and tucked one on either side of my head. They didn't look very fetching, but they felt warm and soft, like a special scarf. I lay awake worrying that the bad dreams would come back the minute I closed my eyes. It helped that every time I wriggled around on my pillow, a soft little knitted paw patted me. I fell asleep just as it was starting to get light, and then I woke with a start. Something was ringing and ringing and ringing. The telephone. I stumbled out of bed and ran over to answer it. Dad lumbered behind me in his pyjamas, huffing and puffing. "Hello?" I said on the phone. "Oh, there you are, Floss. I've been ringing for ages," said Mum. "I thought you and Dad must have left for school already. What are you doing having breakfast?" Yes, I said, not wanting to tell Mum we'd slept in. She sounded so close, as if she was back in our house across town. "Oh, Mum, have you come back?" I said breathlessly. "What? Don't be silly, darling. We've only just got here." "My Lord, what a journey. Do you know Tiger didn't sleep a wink the entire flight? Steve and I were just about going demented." "I can imagine," I said. "But never mind, we're here now, and you should just see the apartment, Floss. I feel like a film star. We've got a fantastic sea view, and even though it's winter here, it's so bright and sunny. I just can't believe how beautiful it all is. It would be all so perfect if only you were here too. Oh, Floss, I miss you so." "I miss you too, Mum, so much," I whispered. I didn't want to be tactless to Dad, but he patted my shoulder reassuringly to show me how he understood. "I just know you'd love it here. If you could just see for yourself how lovely everything is, you'd jump on a plane tomorrow." "I know you would. Oh, darling, are you all right? Is Dad looking after you okay?" "Yes, Mum, I'm fine, really. He's giving you proper food and not endless fry-ups and cakes and chip butties?" "Yes, Mum," I said. I was still feeling queasy from last night's chip butties. Rhiannon had been a little bit rude about them when Dad served them up for our tea. Very rude, actually. I felt sorry for Dad. I said quickly, "Well, goody goody, if you don't like them, that means there are all more for me." I ended up eating all my chip butties and Rhiannon's. Dad boiled eggs and ran down to the corner shop and bought tomatoes and cucumber and lettuce to make Rhiannon her own special salad, but she only ate 2 mouthfuls and she didn't appreciate him turning them into funny faces for her. "Does your Dad think I'm like a baby?" she said. "Dad's bought special salad stuff," I told Mum truthfully, "and he's fixed up a new swing in the garden and I've had Rhiannon round to play." "That's good," said Mum, "but I don't want you to make you late for school, sweetheart. You take care now. I'm going to send you lots of photos of our flat and the beaches and the parks and the opera house. Once you see them, I just know you'll be dying to come and join us." I swallowed. I didn't know what to say. Most of me ached to be in Australia with Mum, not to be without Dad. "Do you want to speak to Dad, Mum?" "Well, I have a little word, please." "Yes, please. Goodbye then, Floss. I love you so much." "Goodbye, Mum. I love you," I said. I leaned against Dad while Mum questioned him. She sounded like a nurse taking a full medical history. She asked, "Is Floss looking mopey? Has she cried much? Is she sucking her thumb a lot? Is she chatty as usual? Is she really eating properly? Is she having trouble getting to sleep? Did she wake up at night? Is she having bad dreams?" I started to expect her to ask how many times I'd been to the toilet. She's fine," Dad said, saying, "For pity's sake, you've only been gone 5 minutes. She's not likely to have gone into a nervous decline already. Now we'd better be leaving for school." "What? Of course she's had breakfast," said Dad, crossing his fingers in front of my face. He said goodbye and then put the phone down. "Phew," he said. "Oh dear, Floss, let's shove some breakfast down you quick. I'm not sure there's time for egg and bacon." "I don't want breakfast, Dad. There's not time. I'm going to be late." No, you've got to have something inside you." "Cornflakes? I'll shove my jeans on and we'll get something sorted out while you run and get washed and dressed." I hadn't properly unpacked my pink pull-along case or my cardboard boxes of clothes. My school blouses were horribly screwed up and my skirt was creased so much it looked as if it was pleated. Dad, can you iron these? I said. What? Oh God, I'm not sure my old iron works anymore. I don't really bother with my stuff, just drip them dry. I had to go to school all crumpled. I couldn't find a good white sock, so I had to wear an old pair of navy woolly winter ones, and my trainers were all muddy from the garden. I couldn't even get my hair to go right. I've been tossing and turning all through the night, and now all my curls stuck straight up in the air, as if I was plunged into an electric socket. Dad didn't seem to notice as he drove me to school. We arrived at the exact time Rihanna was jumping out of her mum's Range Rover. They noticed. Floss, oh dear, said Rihanna's mum. You look a bit bedraggled, darling. I'm fine. Why have you got those funny socks on? Like navy, said Rihanna. And yuck, what's that on your shoes? It's not dog poo, is it? No, it's just a bit of mud, I said, blushing. Dad was peering out of the fan anxiously, biting his lip. He frowned as Rihanna's mum leaped out of her Range Rover and went over to him. Look, Mr. Barnes, I know it's difficult for you now. You're a one-parent family. Flossie's got two parents, said Dad. I'm simply the one currently in charge. Whatever, I was wondering, you could always pop a bag of laundry into my house once a week. My cleaning lady often irons for me. I'm sure she won't mind. It's very kind of you, but we'll do our very own washing and ironing, said Dad. Well, if you think you can cope, said Rhiannon's mum, making it plain by her tone that she didn't feel Dad could cope at all. Bye, Dad, I said, waving so he had an excuse to escape. He waved back worriedly, obviously seeing now how scruffy I looked. I gave him a big beaming smile to show him that I didn't care, stretching my mouth unnaturally wide, as if I was at the dentist. You look like you're going to take a bite out of someone, Floss, said Rhiannon. Margot and Judy were sitting on a wall. They heard what Rhiannon said and started snorting with laughter. Then they took in my appearance and laughed all over again. Oh my God, said Margot, what do you look like, Floss? Has there been some major disaster you've been, buried alive, even if your hair's exploded? Look at it, all fluffed out and standing on end. And what's so funny? What's that funny smell, said Judy, wrinkling her nose. It's like chip fat. Well, that figures, said Margot. Her dad runs this greasy spoon camp. It's not greasy, I said fiercely. It's very special. My dad's chip butties are famous. Margot and Judy cackled so much they nearly fell off the wall. Rhiannon got the giggles too, and she put her hands over her mouth, but I could still see she was sniggering. Don't laugh at me, I said. Well, you do look funny, but I know it's not your fault, said Rhiannon. Mum said I've got to make special allowances for you. Why have you got to make special allowance for smelly old chips? Asked Margot. Because her mum's walked out on her. No, she hasn't. Don't say that, I protested. Okay, don't get all touchy. I'm trying to be extra nice to you. She might say she was being extra nice, but she certainly wasn't acting it. I was scared I was going to start crying in front of them, and I ran in front of them, so I ran into school. I hoped Rihanna would run after me. I wanted her to put her arms around me and tell me I didn't really look funny, and she didn't really care what I looked like anyway because she was my best friend. She didn't run after me. She stayed smirking in the playground with Margot and Judy. I locked myself in a lavatory and had a little private cry. Then I heard someone else come in. I clamped my hand over my nose and mouth to stop all the little snorty, snuffly sounds leaking out. I sat very still. Someone seemed to be standing there, waiting. Waiting for me? Rhiannon, I called hopefully. It's Susan. Oh, I blew my nose as best as I could on school toilet paper, flushed the loo and emerged feeling foolish. Susan looked at me. I glanced at myself in the mirror above the wash hand basins. I looked even worse than I imagined, and now I had red eyes and a runny nose too. I've got a cold, I said, splashing water on my face. Yes, said Susan solemnly, although we both knew I was fibbing. I tried wetting my hair while I was at it, to smooth it down. It went obstinately fluffier, springing up all over the place. I sighed. What? Said Susan. I hate my hair, I mumbled. I think you've got lovely hair. I'd give anything to have fair curls. It's not pretty yellow fair. It's practically snow white and much too curly. I can't grow it. It grows up instead of down. I'm trying to grow mine, but it's taking forever, said Susan, tugging at her soft brown hair. I'd love it to grow down past my shoulders, but I'm going to have to wait 2 whole years because hair grows only 1/4 of an inch each month. Vitamin E is meant to be good for healthy growth, so I'm eating lots of eggs and wholemeal bread and apricots and spinach, but it doesn't seem to be having any notable effects so far. You know such a lot of stuff, Susan. No, I don't. You do. You know about the rate hair grows and vitamin E and all of that. I don't know how to make friends, said Susan. We looked at each other. I want to be your friend, Susan, I said. It's just... I know, said Susan. Rhiannon. I'm sorry she's so mean to you, Susan. It was rubbish. Maybe you could come round and play sometime over my dad's, I said. It's not posh or anything, it's just a funny cafe and we live over the top. I haven't got a very nice bedroom, but I'd love to come, said Susan. She smiled at me, I smiled back. I thought hard. Rhiannon would see if Susan came home with me after school. What about Saturday? I said, glancing over my shoulder, scared that Rhiannon had crept up somehow and was standing right behind me listening. Saturday would be wonderful, said Susan. Great, I swallowed. The only thing is, don't worry, I won't tell Rhiannon, said Susan. I blushed. This Saturday? I said. Yep, this Saturday. You could come for tea, only it might not be very... Do you like chip butties? Susan considered. What are they? She said. I stared at her in surprise. How could she know a million and one facts and figures and yet be so clueless about chip butties? I know what a chip is, said Susan. Fried potato. Well, you put a whole wodge of chips in a big soft white buttered roll, and that's a chip butty. Chips in a roll, said Susan. It's not exactly healthy eating, I said humbly, but my dad specialises in unhealthy eating, I'm afraid. It sounds a delicious idea, said Susan. Then Margot and Judy came barging into the toilet. My heart started thudding, but it was all right. Rhiannon wasn't with them. Margot narrowed her eyes at me. Were you like talking to Spotty Potty? She asked. What are you? The Rhiannon Private Police Force, said Susan. No, she wasn't talking to me. No one talks to me, you know that. She marched out of the toilet with Margot and then Judy making silly whistling noises after her. Then they turned to me. Margot still looked suspicious. So what are you doing here? Rhiannon's looking for you, is she? I ran past them. Susan was halfway down the corridor. I ran past her too. I ran all the way to our classroom, and there was Rhiannon sitting on her desk, swinging her legs impatiently. She had such a lovely, slender, lightly tanned legs. Mine were like spindly white matchsticks. So there you are. What did you run off for? You are so moody now, Floss. Sorry, Rhiannon sighed. And if you don't mind my saying so, you really do look awful. I bet Mrs. Horsfield tells you off. You know how fussy she is. She's always going on about the boys not tucking their shirts in and telling all the girls off for rolling up their sleeves. You won't be her special teach pet today. Don't be horrid. I'm not. I'm just pointing out the truth. You are like so paranoid, and you are like so stupid talking to like Margot, I thought inside my head, but I daren't say it. When Mrs. Horsfield came into the classroom, I hunched low at my desk, desperately smoothing my blouse and skirt, as if my hands were little irons. I was fine until halfway through maths when Mrs. Horsfield asked me to come up to the front of the class to do a sum on the board. I stared at her agonised, slumping so far down in my seat my chin was almost on the table. Come on, Floss, don't look so bashful, she said. I can't do the sum, Mrs. Horsfield. Can't you pick someone else? I suggested desperately. I know maths isn't your strong point, but let's see what you can do. It's really quite simple if you work through it logically. Up you get. I had no option. I walked to my board in crumpled clothes and maybe socks and muddy trainers. Mrs. Horsfield looked startled. Margot and Judy giggled. I felt my cheeks flaming. I waited for Mrs. Horsfield to start shouting at me, astonishingly. She simply handed me the chalk and said quietly, "Okay." I was anything but okay. I tried to do the stupid sum, my hand shaking so that the chalk stuttered on the board. I kept getting stuck. Mrs. Horsfield gently prompted me, but I was in such a state I couldn't think of the simplest answer. I looked around helplessly, and there was Susan, mouthing the numbers at me. I wrote them quickly and then rushed back to my seat. Mrs. Horsfield let me go, but when the bell went for break, she beckoned to me. "Can we have a word, Floss?" "Uh-oh," said Rhiannon. "Wait for me," I said. Yeah, said Rhiannon, but she was drifting off as she spoke. I stood at Mrs. Horsfield's desk. She waited until the last child had left the classroom. Then she put her head on one side, looking at me. "So why are you in such a sorry state? Dear, oh dear, did your mum sleep in this morning?" "Mum's not here anymore," I said. I burst into tears. "Oh, Floss," said Mrs. Horsfield. She put her arm round me. "Come on, sweetheart, tell me all about it. Mum's gone to Australia for 6 months. She hasn't walked out on me. She's coming back. She badly wanted me to go with her, but I said I wanted to stay with my dad, and I do, but I want my mum too. I sobbed like a silly baby. Mrs. Horsfield didn't seem to mind. She reached into her handbag and found me a couple of tissues, one to wipe my eyes and one to blow my nose. We could do with a whole handful of tissues for your shoes too, said Mrs. Horsfield. So you and Dad are finding it a bit difficult just now? Dad's going to get an iron. We didn't have time to clean my shoes, and I've lost all my white school socks, I wailed. I'm sure you'll get into routine soon enough. Try to get your school things ready and waiting the night before. Don't just rely on Dad. You're a sensible girl. You can sort yourself out. It's really quite simple, like the maths sum. You worked it out eventually, didn't you? Well, with a little help from Susan. I blinked. Susan's such a nice girl, said Mrs. Horsfield. She could do with a friend right now. I know, I said. I want to be her friend. I lowered my voice in case anyone was hanging around the classroom door. We are friends in secret. She's just coming round my place this weekend. It's just we can't be friends at school because... Mrs. Horsfield raised her eyebrows, but didn't comment. Oh, well, I'm sure you girls will sort yourselves out, given time. Do come and have a little chat with me whenever you're feeling upset or there's some little problem at home. I'm not just here to teach you lessons, you know. I'm here to help you in any way I can. She paused and then opened her desk drawer. There was a big paper bag inside. She opened it up and offered it to me. I saw one of her special pink iced buns with a big cherry on the top. Go on, take it, she said. But it's not my birthday. It's an unbirthday bun for a little mid-morning snack. Isn't it your mid-morning snack, Mrs. Horsfield? I think I've been having far too many snacks. Mid-morning or otherwise, said Mrs. Horsfield, patting her tummy. Go on, off you go. I took the bun and went out into the corridor. Rhiannon had said she'd wait, but there was no sign of her. So I took my pink bun out of the paper bag and ate it all up myself. I especially savoured the cherry. And that is the end of chapter 9, guys. Thank you so much for listening. A little slightly bit longer today. But yeah, the story is developing. Do love a Jacqueline Wilson book, I must say. Classic childhood for me. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. Until the next time, guys. Goodbye.